everybody, it's me. I'm back really soon, and I went to the library last week, which was interesting, but I did pick up Elsewhere by Gabrielle Zevin. I hope I said that right. But anyways, it was on my Goodreads to-read list for a while, and then I totally forgot about it, and then, like, the books that were higher up on my list to read weren't available at the library. But then when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that I wanted to read that. So I picked it up, and literally just finished it, so you'll have to excuse my red blotchy eyes, because I sobbed, like, uncontrollably for far too long after finishing this book. I literally, like, was gasping for air. I was crying so hard. Anyhow, let me read the flap to you in case you have not heard of Elsewhere. Here it goes. Welcome to Elsewhere. It is usually warm with a breeze, the sun and the stars shining brightly, and the beaches are marvelous. It's quiet and peaceful here, and you can't get sick or any older. Curious to see new paintings by Picasso? Swing by one of Elsewhere's museums. Need to talk to someone about your problems? Stop by Marilyn Monroe's psychiatry practice. Elsewhere. It's where 15-year-old Liz Hall ends up after she has died. It is a place so like Earth, yet completely different from it. Here Liz will age backwards from the day of her death until she becomes a baby again and returns to Earth. But Liz wants to turn 16, not 14 again. She wants to get her driver's license. She wants to graduate from high school and go to college. She wants to fall in love. And now that she's dead, Liz is being forced to live a life she doesn't want with a grandmother she has only just met, and it is not going well. How can Liz let go the only life that she has ever known to embrace a new one? Is it possible that a life lived in reverse is no different than a life lived forward? So that's it. That's Elsewhere. This book was not at all what I expected. I kind of expected it to be, like, heavy and depressing, like, kind of like If I Stay, or, what's the other one? Anyways, not important. But I was, like, expecting it to be, like, heavy and dark, but it wasn't like that at all. It was, like, so pleasant and nice, and it just kind of rolled together really easily. It made it really easy to read it really fast. Like, I read it in, like, less than a week, and I haven't even, like, I don't know, I wasn't, like, trying to get through it. It just was, like, it was just a breeze, and it was so pleasant and wonderful. My only gripe, and this is a small, little gripe, it's not, like, a big gripe, but the narrative kind of bugged me sometimes. It's all present tense, but not in, the view of Liz. It's a narrator that, I don't know, it was kind of weird. It bugged me sometimes, because it was, like, kind of weird wording. I don't know. It was not to be picky or anything, but it kind of bugged me sometimes. But that's my only gripe. I mean, and in the grand scheme of things, it's really not anything, really. But anyways, Elsewhere. I want to believe in Elsewhere. For 275 pages, I was taken to a world that I want to believe in. I want to believe that this is a place where people go when they die. And I want to believe that this is where my dad is right now, because in Elsewhere, he would be 18 right now. And it's just that kind of feeling of, you know, the kind of place that you want to end up, the kind of place that you want your loved ones to be, and that idea that they're there, and, you know, they're okay and happy and living a life that's not just crawling in the ground or whatever. You know, it's like, I want to believe that that's why you're just drawn to certain people, and you just can't explain why. You just are, because of something that you can't explain. Like, or somebody that looks familiar but you can't quite place where they're from, where you know them from. You know, I'd like to believe that I know them from elsewhere, that we hung out and elsewhere before we aged backwards and came back to Earth. I don't know. I know it's fiction. I understand that. But if you want to read elsewhere, you have to put aside, like, your idea of heaven or religion or whatever and just live in this world that is unlike any explanation of afterlife that I have ever read or heard. And it was just... It was such a beautiful story and such a beautiful way of looking at things and afterlife and just all kinds of stuff. It was so wonderful, and I just, like, literally, I'm about to start crying again just thinking about it, talking about it. Oh, I'm such a sap. Anyway, so I gave 5 stars to Elsewhere. I feel like the people that did not like Elsewhere are people that probably haven't lost someone they loved. Because if you aren't close to death, or you don't have people that are close to you that have died, then you would just, it's kind of a silly story. But I think if you're like me and you've lost some people that are very important to you, that you love very much, it's more than just a silly tale of, like, a fairy tale of afterlife. It's like kind of hope a little bit. So I might be biased and might have, like, a personal attachment to a book like this. But if you have lost somebody that you love, or you're open-minded to interesting, light, easy reads, then definitely check out Elsewhere. It's worth it. It was so great. And, you know, it's not going to take you 3, weeks to read it. It's going to take you less than a week to read it, so just read it. So... anyways, I love you all, and I'm going to be going to the library soon. I'm going to take this guy back and pick up something different. So if you have a suggestion, I would love to hear about it in the comments below, as always. And if you read Elsewhere, I would love to hear your thoughts. So write in the comments below, tell me what you thought. And I will talk to you all later, hopefully very soon. And have a great day. Okay, sorry this video was so long. Bye!